What's up guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, bringing you a discussion video. Today we're going to be talking about V-Series, Episode 1 and 2. I wanted to wait until Episode 2 came out to talk about this because it felt like a two-part story, just like the original series, so it felt only right to wait till after Episode 2 to even talk about the series. So, what I'm going to be doing from now on is... and occasionally other members of the team, hopefully, can talk about and review episodes every once in a while of the series, because I want to. Starting with episode 1 of the new V-Series, it starts with Aichi and Kai at the beginning as kids. It shows... the very familiar story that we all know of Kai giving Aichi Blaster Blade. And Aichi was a puny little kid who was getting beat up and all this stuff. So Kai gives him Blaster Blade to make him feel better. We flash forward to Kai and Miwa. It seemed a lot of this episode did tend to focus more on Kai and Miwa. And it focused on kind of Miwa egging Kai on to go to the card shop and stuff like that. It also kind of gives you some insight into this version of Kai. He is extremely bored almost with some of his opponents in the game, so he's trying to find good opponents. And then we also get to see Aichi get Blaster Blade stolen from Morikawa, and Morikawa is kind of a dick. Kind of a dick in this. He beats the crap out of Aichi, I gotta say. Relentless for a trial deck card. Which, Blaster Blade in the anime is not a trial deck card. It's very rare in the anime. But anyways, and then the episode ends pretty much with Aichi coming to try to get Blaster Blade back. Kai had already won, it was Miwa. He had won in a fight against Morikawa, because Kai had won in a fight against Morikawa earlier. And... Miwa pretty much wins Blaster Blade. And then Kai takes it from Miwa and says that he's going to pretty much play with an ante against Aichi, so Aichi can possibly get it back. And then that leads directly into episode 2, which is the actual fight. The fight was very good for the most part. It was very well choreographed. There was a couple of issues here or there, but it's to be expected anymore. And then I do gotta say the one thing that I find really interesting though too is Kai explicitly tells Aichi, you want to have like one of every grade in your hand when you start a game, and Aichi like pretty much says he's good. They don't really show a redraw, and they also didn't mention G-Assist, which we know G-Assist is going to be around. I think they're just calling it Assist now instead of G-Assist. But we know that that's not an issue, but I find it funny that they didn't mention it whatsoever. Also, during the fight, which was... I'm not quite sure how I feel about it right now, but the Vanguards were talking. They showed like Overlord talking to the other units. Obviously it's Kai, but he's as Overlord talking to the other units and stuff like that. I like that, but it's also odd because we haven't really seen it before. But it is significant in the manga. I believe it happens quite often in the manga. So we'll be seeing more of that. And then I also... The fight, obviously, with Aichi winning against Kai, I think it was very well deserved, yet undeserved at the same time. I think that's really the only way to put it. I think there's arguments to be said either way for how the fight turned out. I think you could easily argue that it seemed like Kai was going easy on Aichi. And then you could also easily argue that Aichi almost deservedly got it. So got the win. And then the episode ends with I did really like how that ended, by the way, how Aichi kind of confronted Kai about him having fun with Vanguard, and Kai like kind of gets mad about it and then thinks about it for a while and comes back and is almost excited to play Aichi again. And that's how the episode ends. So I think I really like that. So to go over, that was just kind of a summation, but let me say first the things that I loved, things that I absolutely loved about this. The new animation is gorgeous. I love the new animation. I love the new kind of character designs. A lot of it's kind of older still, but there's some subtle differences that I really appreciate as opposed to the original. Morikawa not being an idiot, I love that. Morikawa is very different. It's a little off-putting, but once you get used to it real quick, and especially because I am not a fan of Idiot Morikawa. A lot of people, so there are some people that are, and that's fine. And then one of the other things I really like too, Kai and Miwa's relationship, I found very genuine, and I liked it. I liked that because originally, it eventually evolved to that, but originally Kai and Miwa were friends, but Miwa was like almost like the worshipping Kai like kind of friend originally in season 1, and eventually their friendship evolved and became more, and I felt like they started them off to how they used to how they had them in later seasons, where it's a true friendship, and Miwa is like constantly goading Kai, and he knows how to do it well and how to get under his skin with in good and bad ways. I also really liked how Miwa doesn't play Kagero. I hated how Miwa played Kagero originally, just because again it felt like he was kind of like just a shadow of Kai. It didn't differentiate his character as well. In this, in the reboot, Miwa's playing Nova Grappler, so I really liked that he was playing a different clan. Also, I really liked the flashback scenes, and they also showcased Ibuki. So that was really cool to actually see Ibuki and Kai hanging out early on, like it was eventually, but it was kind of retconned later. And then the fight was very well choreographed, I gotta say, except for a couple things. And then I gotta say too, I really liked how Kai's character in this, it seems to be in line more with later seasons. He's not as hardened. I guess is the best way to say it. He's a little bit of the softer. He's still Kai, but he's the softer edged Kai that we come to know and love in later seasons. Things I did not like. Most Aichi stuff. I love Aichi. I love Aichi as a main character. There's a lot of reasons why his main character is so beloved. He's a character that He's a character that you are supposed to kind of grow with, and that's why a lot of new players who come into the game kind of do, in some ways, attach themselves to Aichi. But Aichi is I guess I'm kind of done with Aichi growing up. I like seeing badass Aichi. So yeah, seeing, at least for me, seeing Aichi back to his super weak old self, was a little off-putting. And I also really don't like the way Aichi looks right now. He's drawn very childish, very girly almost, which I don't much care for. But yeah, that's it. I overall loved it. I love Kai, I love Aichi, I love all of these characters. I cannot wait for Kamui to come in and see how that fight goes against Aichi. It almost, in the preview, it almost made it look like Kamui might win against Aichi, yet I feel that Aichi has to win because of that's how their relationship becomes too. But anyways, that's it from me, guys. I will be back later to do a review for episode 3 when that comes out, and we'll be back at you with some more content for later in the week. See you later.